Hi, Gabby from Ray Studios here, and today I'm going to be talking all about the Snoppa Atom. Now, this is not my full review, don't get me wrong. This is just going to be like a Snoppa Atom Q&A. Let's just call it that. Basically, I did two videos previously on the Snoppa Atom, and one in which I interviewed Jay Cho, the CEO of Snoppa. And he basically just explained to me on the video like all the features of this stabilizer. And I also did another video. For both videos, you can just click somewhere in there. I put it in the description down below, or I put it somewhere. But basically, I also have another video in which I have sample footage, so you can see how it's stabilized. I mean, after all, this is just a stabilizer. So I got many questions in both these videos. I'm gonna be answering those right now. So the first question I got, and I got this a couple of times, is this really good? Yes, it is good. Yeah, it's stabilized really good. I can work with bigger phones very well. I can work with smaller phones. I can work with GoPros. Like, it's pretty good. When it's come to build quality, it's also pretty good. It feels very similar to the Snoppa N1, if not better. If you're not familiar with that stabilizer, I would say it's about the same quality or similar quality, maybe even better than the Qiyun Smooth Q. It feels better than the Qiyun Smooth 4. I think it's more or less similar to the DJI Osmo, and that's all the stabilizers I know, so I don't know other stabilizers. Those are the ones I'm familiar with. So all in all, it's pretty good. Question number 2, we got, does it work with a case? Let's try that out. Let's open it out. I got LG V30 with a case. It's a slim case. Not that slim, but yeah, slim. Just slap it in there, and voila, it works. Let's just turn it on, by the way. No problem. It worked with a case. Okay, let me get my phone back because that's where I have all the questions that you guys asked me. Does it support wireless charging with a case? With this case, yes. I gotta say, I tried my friend's iPhone 8 Plus with a pretty big thick case. You know these cases you can put credit cards on the back, and it didn't even mount it, and yeah, it wouldn't like wireless charge it either. So if you have a relatively slim case, like, I mean, this is, let me show you, so you get a clear idea. This is more or less slim. I mean, it's a metal plastic, and yeah, it does wireless charging. You can mount it on the gimbal. So pretty good. Let me see what else we have. Does the app work okay? I tested in my friend's iPhone 8 Plus, and I tested here on the LG V30, and I gotta say, it works fantastic. Everything works well. There are no problems at all with any of the features. I think this question must come from someone who previously used the Snoppa N1, where the app for Android was a mess. I mean, after the launch, it took like several months to get the app more or less working, and they have a lot of compatibility problems. Like, depending which phone you have, it will work okay, some other phones will not. This one, they got it right from the start, and that's great news. I used to have the Snoppa F1. I mean, I still have it somewhere in there, and I used it for quite a long time. It's very well built. I mean, I treat it like a sadist. I throw it everywhere, and it's full of scratches, but it's still working. And the app was the one seeing that it was a big letdown on the Snoppa N1. Not in this one, though. It works really well. Okay, let's see what else we have. Can you mount a point-and-shoot camera? Very unlikely. I mean, of course, it can support a lot more weight. I think it can take the heaviest payload on any smartphone stabilizer ever made. You have, I think it's the record at 310 grams. So you can put a phone, like a 6.2-inch phone or 6.4, I don't know how big it is. But yeah, you can put a big phone, and then you can mount like one of these big ultra-wide angle lenses that are very useful for shooting video. Yeah, no problem. So it's pretty amazing. So people may be asking, like, maybe if it can support so much weight, can maybe put a camera. Well, the thing is, the bracket where you put your phone, you can see how big it is. There isn't much space, and it was designed to hold phones. If you put a point-and-shoot camera, there is a big chance that could, like, you know, you might bump it into something and it fall down. You're gonna break your camera. That's the first problem. I think when it's gone to weight, it might be okay as long as it's under the 310 grams limit. Sorry about that. So, but I wouldn't mount a point and shoot in this very little grip that it was made for phones. Okay, let's see what's next. Can you mount a GoPro? Yes, you can actually mount a GoPro right in this little grip, and because the GoPro is small and light, you don't need an adapter. You can just mount it here. The problem is you mount it right here, you will not be able to see the screen, so you might need a phone to look at the screen, or just shoot blind. Considering that the GoPro has such a wide angle field of view, if you mount a GoPro, you might not really need to see the screen at all times. So yeah, you can mount a GoPro. You can also mount a GoPro with adapter. There is a little adapter, you just put the GoPro and that's it. So basically, actually any action camera, most action cameras, like the E4K, like I used to have that one, and you just put it here and go. That's it. So yeah, that's a pretty good advantage. Does it have jitter with iPhone, with the iOS, with the image stabilization, or IS actually, optical image stabilization? I see what they're trying to ask me is like, I know so many people have issues with the DJI Osmo because you cannot turn off the optical image stabilization on the iPhone for some reason, and I don't know, the gimbal is like fighting that other stabilization, and then you get jitter. You can see my sample footage. I use an iPhone 8 Plus. I don't know if that one have optical image stabilization. I think it does. It's very smooth, to be honest. I try also with the LG V30 and it's very smooth. I think one of the smoothest gimbals for a smartphone I have ever tested. It works very well. It works very well with the iPhone as well. Someone actually asked me if it worked well with the iPhone 10. Someone asked me if it worked with the Samsung 8 Plus or 8 S8 or whatever. Like, I don't have that many phones. I tested with the LG V30, iPhone 8 Plus. I might test it as well with some other phones I have. I have Xiaomi phones and Huawei. But yeah, so far it works very well. Let's take a look. How's the face track? It's pretty good. I would say it's more or less as good as the Qiyun Smooth Q that I also have. I'm not sure if the Smooth Q also have object track. This is something that this does, and I'm falling in love with this because you can just basically tap into anything. Like, I could tap into this camera and it will like track the camera, and then if you put this on a mini slider, you have this crazy movement in which basically the camera is moving side to side and then it's tracking automatically. That was very impressive because you don't necessarily need to track a face, you can track objects. And it works very decently well. I mean, you can use it. It's also very useful if you're blogging. You just put it there, and as you're walking, and if for some reason you want to move your hand around to, like, I don't know, look at something. See, you're here, you move there, and the scene will rotate and keep your face more or less in the center. So very useful for people who blog with their phones. Yeah, very useful for me that like, I can like do some cinematography. I mean, you can track something and put it on a slider. I mean, like, I start thinking, imagine things that I can do with that, and it's very cool. Does it have hyperlapse time-lapse? Yes, it does. Actually, time-lapse basically is that's your phone that do the time-lapse. Hyperlapse, it means, if I'm not mistaken, hyperlapse is like a time-lapse, but there is movement. So you need to shoot a picture and then move half meter, then move another half meter. So I think it's not really hyperlapse. The question is, I think it's called motion time-lapse. At least that's what it's called in this app, in which you put it somewhere and you can record 4 positions. So position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, and then the gimbal will start moving around. And you can set all the settings for that. You can set the shutter speed, the speed of the gimbal, how it moves. And yeah, I try. It works pretty well. I'm not that much into motion time-lapse, but I can appreciate that. Yeah, it's something that I might start doing and create some cool time-lapse, motion time-lapse. Let's see what else we have. There we go. Okay, some people ask what are my honest thoughts about this stabilizer, and I think I think it's pretty good, yeah. I mean, design-wise, it's phenomenal, and I think this is like, basically there are two markets when it comes to smartphone gimbals, and that is people who basically only have a phone to shoot videos for blogging or for whatever reason, that's all you have, a phone. So that's one market. So you want to buy a gimbal because, you know, for your phone, because that's all you have. There is the other market, like me. I have like about, I don't know, a whole bunch of cameras. I have like 5-6 gimbals for like big cameras, for smartphones, for like, I have a lot of stuff basically. But for me, what's really key is this thing right here, being able to do this. Now this is key. It falls very small. It does fit on a pocket. It's not very comfortable to carry this into a pocket, but you could if you want. Let's say you're filming something, you're having a 15-minute break to eat a sandwich, you can put this in your pocket, for real. Let's say you don't even have a pocket, you can do this. Put this in the inside of your pants or on whatever, in the side of your back, in a backpack or whatever, and you clamp in between. So portability-wise, yeah, this is the best gimbal there is out there. I mean, this is probably better than the Snoppa one. Size-wise, they're very similar, but it performs a lot better. I think this is maybe the smallest, more portable gimbal with the most features, so I'm really liking this thing. I think some people will be very happy to know this is very affordable. So basically, the same thing we talked about the interview with Jay Chow not too long ago, in which it's basically one of the most affordables, with most feature, with the heaviest payload and the lightest and most portable. I mean, that's it. Rest my case. It's pretty good, yeah. So there you go. That's the Q&A. I hope I answered all your questions. I know there've been many questions. I cannot answer questions like how does it work with a specific phone or things like that. But if you have any other question, make sure to comment, to write it down in the comment section down below. I'll answer you. I answer everybody that comments on my channel, and I hope that I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, since I put in a lot of heavy work in here. Let me know what you think about the Snoppa Atom, and if you have any questions, yeah, go to the comment section down below. This is Kavi from Ray Studio. Till next time.